An actress's video of a Tesla on fire and a fiery tweet from CEO Elon Musk, all part of Tesla's wild weekend. Phil LeBeau's in Chicago with all the details. Hey, Phil.
And that weekend also included a fire at the Tesla paint shop. That's the latest news, Melissa. This was just confirmed by Tesla that Elon Musk did send out an email about a fire in the company's paint shop. Happened on Sunday, shut down production briefly. The fire is not considered suspicious, but given the fact that everybody's focused on what's happening with production at the plant, especially production of the Model 3, it's going to get a fair amount of attention. Speaking of Elon Musk and emails and production, CNBC.com did obtain an email from Elon Musk that he sent on Friday. Now, stay with me on these days here, essentially saying, look, we've got 8 days left this month for Tesla to hit its goal of 700 Model 3s per day. In that email, he said radical improvements will be needed in order to hit that output goal of 5,000 per week, which, again, is what they need in order to be cash flow positive. And so he sent out the email saying we will reach, or I should say Nomura sent out an update today on its ratings for the stock, saying Tesla will reach a rate of 5,000 per week by the end of June. So Nomura says they're going to get there. That said, expect the production rate could be extrapolated from prior targets. And a sustained 5,000 per week Model 3 production rate may not be achieved until sometime in the third quarter of 2018. And then you have Elon Musk sending out a tweet saying, you know what, for those who are questioning whether or not we're going to make it or not, they have, meaning the shorts, have about 3 weeks before their short positions explode. And as if that wasn't enough news from Tesla and Elon Musk over the last couple of days, there was the fire involving a Tesla Model S in West Hollywood. This was on Friday. Pretty dramatic video. We should point out here that the husband of actress Mary McCormick was driving this Model S. He was not injured. He escaped fine. The Tesla team is investigating what happened with this fire. The NTSB has not opened an investigation, but it is sending a specialist to watch the Tesla analysis of what happened so they can learn a little bit more about electric vehicle fires. So a lot of stuff happening with Tesla and a lot of stuff happening with Tesla and fires, Melissa.
Yeah, unfortunately for the NTSB, which has to keep track of all that. Phil, you know, in terms of the chronology of it, it was important to keep note of when these things happened because Musk's tweet on Sunday implies that the fire did not slow down achieving that rate of 700 a day. I mean, if Musk is going to get on Twitter and say, you shorts are going to be crushed in a couple weeks when the delivery numbers are released, I would think that's a good sign for the bulls.
I think, and look at what we're seeing with the stock.
Yeah.
I mean, call up this chart right now. This is the first time we're at 370 or higher since September of last year. And Melissa, if you go back to April 2nd, this stock is up 118 points. That's 47%. I mean, it's been an astounding move since the beginning of April. I think, if you want my opinion, and I know the traders are the ones who are paid to give their opinion, I think most of the bulls have already said whether or not they make it to 5,000 per week by the end of the quarter. We think that, roughly speaking, they're going to be close to it, or by the beginning of next month. Right. Therefore, there's going to be a sigh of relief. And if they do have to go and ask for more money in the debt or the equity markets, I think people will say, well, at least they're at 5,000 per week. Yeah.
Phil, thank you. Phil LeBeau, keeping track of all the Tesla news. According to according to Phil, 118 points gained since April 2nd. It's a massive climb.
Well, I mean, 280 was the number we've been flagging. So the stock's up 32% since that 280 breakthrough back on the upside that we've been flagging for quite some time. So the real question is, and Phil sort of addressed it, what do you do now with the stock, which is now bumping up against basically the levels that we topped out at some point last year? You're going to have a massive double top, which I don't think it's going to happen, or you're going to blow through the upside, which I do think it's going to happen, because all the bad news to me has been the level of bad news over the last 6 months has been such that the shorts had every opportunity to bury this thing. They were successful about a month, haven't been successful since. I think the stock goes higher.
Yeah, I just think the language is kind of problematic when he talks about this push to get to a certain production level so they can get to cash flow positive. I think if you guys recall back in 2016, Q3, they made a similar push to get to profitability.
When has the language never not been like this?
But what I'm saying
this is the story for Tesla.
All I'm saying, it just doesn't really help. It's not necessary. I think it's good news that the stock is not trading off a fire in one of the cars, one car. You know, the fact that we had to say the NTSB has not gone to see what happened with the fire, great. Do they do that with GM or Ford every time there's a fire? So there's a lot of ridiculousness around the story. I just don't think it should come from Elon Musk as frequently as it does.
Hasn't seemed to hurt the stock. We're up 118 points in a month. I mean, seemed to work pretty well for him today. And I got to tell you, if you're short this stock and you have the CEO of the company coming out and telling you you're going to get crushed, I don't want to stand against it. I mean, you can knock yourself out.
But come on, what's this guy going to say? And this is a guy that loves talking about the
short. He might say nothing.
I mean,
he might say nothing.
To come out and say
why would he suddenly change his
massive
tone?
regulatory risk?
But this is a guy that's
he's also in the past said that Tesla stock is overvalued. I mean, he has been out there talking about his stock in both positive and negative fashion.
More than a CEO should, he takes it personally that people have shorted his stock. I mean, I think that's ridiculous. I'm not surprised he's going after the shorts here. And by the way, it's been painful for those guys.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.